Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I am your boy Jay Aguila,
and this is Luisito,
and we are here to talk about everything and anything about wrestling or anything sport entertainment, as Chris Jericho will say. Luisito, how you doing today?
Not too bad. Busy at work, but I'm looking forward every week to coming here and at least let all my wrestling rants out. At least once a week, which is good.
That's just, it's therapeutical to talk about these type of things, especially with a good group of people. For everybody who's out there, please be sure to like and subscribe to our social media. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we are on Twitter, as well as your favorite podcast media app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Anchor. However you listen to our podcast, please be sure to give us that rating and, download the file so we could get those points up. So, and also shout out to my man Tyrell, helping out with the production. We really appreciate you, man, and hope to see more for future projects for sure. So, with that being said, let's talk about wrestling. I would like to start by congratulating Triple H. Mm-hmm. I want to congratulate him that on his second week, he did not mess up.
No, but I think the ratings skyrocketed. I think
2 million views on Friday.
And even the Monday after the pay-per-view, that they had the hour free commercial from USA. So that was like a commitment from USA. Mm-hmm. Commitment and also, let's see what you got. Mm-hmm. Commercial free for 1 hour, and the ratings was, and also how he booked everything for the 3 hours. I was like, boom, boom, boom. And at least now we're seeing a lot of people coming through, push from people that we haven't expected or seen. Mm-hmm. And your boy's getting his push too, which is good. And he's rebranding too, so which is
Ciampa working with the Miz. Yeah. I don't think it hurts him. It helps him. Did he got the job done with Bobby Lashley? No, I was not expecting that. True. But is something big might be happen with him? Yes. Nah. And I think one of the things we should congratulate Triple H for is not only for the ratings and the great booking, but you so far have brought 2 key players into the match, into the main roster. You brought back Killer Cross, which was on Friday. Nobody was expecting it. I thought he was going to continue working with
MLW. Yeah, nobody's seen that either.
Nobody and their mother expected him to be fully headed with his wife back in WWE brand. You know what I'm saying? I was really surprised about that. Another thing too is he brought back Dex Lumis, and like you said on Monday, gave some key background drops, giving us indication of hey, what is going on? Who's doing this? Why is there chaos? Why people are doing this and that? So it was a big surprise seeing Lumis again in the ring, and the idea that having Theory, still having Indy, bringing back Lumis.
Mm-hmm. Gargano's the last one.
Ciampa is being rebranded, built again. Yeah. What other better reason why to get Johnny wrestling back at WWE? That would be so freaking
And he's held out for every company, because as soon as his contract expired, you had AEW. I think when Johnny Mundo, everybody thought that was I think it was Mr. Wrestling or Johnny Wrestling, and everybody thought that was him, but ended up being John Morrison, which is okay. But then everybody thought either Impact, because he did a video promo, I think, for Alex Shelley, and everybody thought he was part of Impact, but I was just doing a cameo. So it's he's been holding off. I think he had his kid, so I see why he wanted to take some time off and enjoy,
of course,
family time. But yeah, it was just I think this whole thing, believe it or not, it will help Theory. Because now, basically, Theory at the moment, everybody's against him, basically. He's
100%.
So, now,
I don't like him.
He has no backup. He has no Vince anymore. He has something that, like the ring, the prize possession. Mm-hmm. But every time he's tried to cash it in or something, he always fails. But now that maybe he did continue with the way or the family, now he has backup to take care of the Usos or I think he could maybe cash it in.
If he cash it in, I don't Money in the Bank is after WrestleMania? Is after WrestleMania.
He has to cash it in. Yeah, he got until next.
Yeah, he has before the next pay-per-view to cash it in. I feel like it's going to be the long game.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to be the long game because it's the build-up. It's the storytelling. It's the way of him being able to tell the people, like, yes, I'm down. Yes, I have no one, but yes, I'm going to be, better than ever. And this time I'm going to have family. And if he does get Johnny Gargano and Candice Ray and Indy and Dexter's, dude, anything is possible. Anything is possible for him. I could definitely see if Roman Reigns and The Rock do have that dream match, more reason why you cash it in, because now, like you said, it could be the Uso, it could be Silk, Solo, it could be, Paul Heyman. No one is going to be able to stop him.
Because they could even do for Survivor Series, we only got a couple of months to program, but you could even do like the way against the tribal. You know what I'm saying? Like at least for Survivor, because you have basically Loomis, Gargano.
Survivor Series is like 3 months away.
No, true. I don't think that'll be 15 shows, 12 shows more. I don't think they'll. It's Triple H hits in the helm, so he could make stories quick.
Sure can, but is it enough to get the job done? I don't know, and I'd rather see Theory cash in the Money in the Bank contract during the WrestleMania, especially Hollywood. Especially like him doing the selfie and stuff like that. That's Hollywood stuff. True. You know what I'm saying? So I could feel like that could be the path that Triple H wants to do, but if not, you know what I'm saying? You give me Gargano, Triple H, and you will be the best promo of like 2022. Yeah, like even if it's like less than a year of you doing the creative stuff officially, you will still win Promoter of the Year. I don't give a damn what Tony Khan is doing.
I know for Mania,
you got that.
For Mania, you don't need Roman. Like it's not a necessary to Roman to have the title to go against The Rock. So you can even do like basically who's like family, but a few between family. I think them bringing back Kieran Cross, we'll see what happens Friday, and I think next week or the week after is Clash of the Castle. Maybe it could be a triple threat. Who knows? And I think Kieran Cross, it's been booked for now. How he's booked as the number 2 heel of the company. So potentially you could even like have Roman Reigns lose, but not get pinned if it's a triple threat, and maybe McIntyre gets a loss or whatever. McIntyre, whichever. Okay,
so I want to backtrack to something you just said. You said that he doesn't need Universal WWE Championship
so they could
to face The Rock.
Yeah.
So which belt would you have Roman representing? The Universal or the WWE?
I would say Universal because The Rock hasn't had the Universal.
Okay. So if that's the case, triple threat, Killer Cross, let's say Seth Rollins. I want to throw Seth Rollins in there because he's definitely doing a great job in promoting himself for that. Triple threat, Killer Cross becomes WWE champion. Does that make the company even better, or does it make it worse?
It puts somebody on the show that it's entertaining and new.
But does it make it better or worse, Killer Cross being champion?
Neither. I think it would be status quo. But
That's interesting you're saying
that. Because the thing for me, Roman, I appreciate that Roman's double champion, cool, but I don't think I'm not saying he can manage double duty, but it's like, it's basically two TV shows.
It is.
2 companies, and they want their own champion. AEW does it. They got a TNT and a TBS, and each championship belt goes to each title. Each TV show. But if they split it, and Cameron Cross, let's say, goes to Raw, however they want to decide, at least USA will be happy they will have a full-time person performing, and it could be more story and opportunities, and Roman Reigns could continue with SmackDown or whichever Roman wants to do. I would say
Fox probably wants him.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So at least them splitting, or I don't think they're going to unify, make one title and bring something like this back, which will be great. Roman with that belt will be great.
I really like that version of the belt.
But
I really do, guys.
Or make it like a new one, like how Daniel Bryan brought the hemp one.
Oh.
But at least it fits his...
That hemp version...
But also, at least it fit his character. But at least it's something. So either unify it and make one champion for everything, or make a way to split it, and then have basically like one show versus one show, which will be helpful for Survivor Series.
Of course.
Then you could have multiple champions, but instead of having one person be full time, and at least alleviates for Roman Reigns, and it gives one person TV show. And I feel Karen Cross would be that he could handle almost everybody in the roster. He's skillful and big enough to handle everybody. And he went against Keith Lee, and he's a big dude, and he tossed him around a little bit. He injured himself from that match, but he's able to perform with anybody, which is good. So I feel like him being the champion potentially, let's say for Raw, and give somebody there full time, and then you go have people stories with them, and then Roman Reigns could do his own thing and continue with.
So I say is Killer Cross will definitely be a great champion, and if he's able to conquer the Judgment Day group, I think he'll be a great fit for that. If not that, rumors stating that there's a possibility that Bray Wyatt might return.
Yeah, I think he should take that.
Between Killer Cross or Bray Wyatt, I think it'll be good leadership for Judgment Day.
I think
because
Bray,
Finn doesn't do well in promos, unfortunately. Damian Priest, he's average.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that to my Puerto Rican cousin. He's above average.
Rhea is good, but you don't. I wouldn't want her to. Yeah,
she barely talks.
I would prefer her to be like the muscle of the girl muscle or the muscle of the group, like China.
Just being the female itself is suffice. And Rhea, I see you. I love you. Keep up what you're doing. But I feel Killer Cross with Scarlett to give more of that feminine side too will be great for Judgment Day. Or if not, you just give Bray Wyatt back. Bring Bray Wyatt and Braun. Supposedly Braun is available too.
Yeah,
dude, you got muscle.
I would say for Judgment Day, Bray as the Fiend, or just Bray, and he could also he's a Fiend as well.
Yeah, alternate.
But you could also, since Balor has two forms, Demon, so you could still beat that part. And the same thing with Damian Priest, he got like a good side and bad side, so it fits like.
Killer Cross has a good side, bad side too.
Yeah, but you know how when he came in by himself, when he was kind of transitioning between like the Bad Bunny era to now, that he was kind of like, I guess, a blade. And he was like, so he has like a second form, and same thing with Rhea Ripley. So I feel like their personas belong together. Braun will be exaggeration for the group. They'll be too strong.
I don't think so. I think that's perfectly fine. Because you still have Bobby Lashley, you still have Veer, you still have Jinder, you still have muscle heads in Otis, for all we care, that Braun could work and make him look like garbage. You know what I'm saying? Because like Judgment Day, I feel like it's supposed to be an unstoppable force. That's how I vision it. Working with the Mysterio, I think it's running down to its course, and it needs to be refreshing. And nothing is better than being refreshed than going after Bobby Lashley or going after the Street Profit or going after the Usos.
Yeah, Street Profit needs to separate.
It seems like it too, because Drew McIntyre posted a video or a picture of Montez being under a table. Looked like he got thrown into the table. Which, may I say, I miss those type of those days when you see a picture, but there's not a lot of people like blasting like all the behind the scene, but it's just more mysterious. Be like, did he did that? Like it was their turn. It is, you know what I'm saying?
And I feel they use the social media now correctly, how they're supposed to be used.
And I appreciate that too. Thank you so much for keeping it more mysterious. So it asked me so many questions. Did Dawkins betrayed Montez? Did Montez fell and he got hurt? Did he took the L?
Or the Usos or whomever.
Exactly. So it's just but then Drew was posing, Dawkins was posing, Montez was hurt. So there's like so many questions that I'm hoping there is a turn.
True.
Like that's the one group that, besides the New Day, that I've been hoping that they split up and try to go solo. I think we said many times before, Dawkins going solo might hurt him.
Yeah,
he might get buried.
Yeah, true. But I feel like there's people in NXT not could be paired up with them, but they have a similar gimmick or thing that he could be like either a manager or a mentor or something like. For example, like
he does have
Rick and Carmelo Hayes and him. You know what I'm saying? So they have similar
sports, steering the sport, boxing, all that good stuff.
So similar gimmicks that like, what comes to worst, you still could like put the group together, similar to what what was his name? The one that they used the rapper group, the attack team with Keith Lee, and he had a group.
Swerve.
So that like Hit Row. So it not make something like that, but at least everybody had similar like personas or gimmicks that.
So you're saying Hit Row 2.0 might be in the work?
Not Hit Row 2.0, but I would say similar to like Street Profit.
I mean, AEW have something similar. Like I think they're called the Stable. The Stable with homeboy that used to run with Cody Rhodes.
The Factory.
Oh, the Factory.
Yeah.
I thought they were called the Stable.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Factory. The Factory is full of like jiu-jitsu, boxer, and stuff. So maybe WWE could make their own version of that and make it maybe better, more hip hop-ish, more urban for the community.
And they need to be not better with the urban gimmick, but I feel like they gotten better because it was, I think Prime Time, and that was super duper like, the
O'Neal with Daryl.
No, that's Prime Time. But the one before that, Crime Time, it used to be Jazz Gaspar and his. So they used to literally wear like what we wore back in like middle school,
baggy
clothes, Timbs, and like
Iversons,
like I feel
stuff.
like now there's if they use better, they could be more nuanced about it. At least the Street Profit, yes, they're urban and everything, but like they're more, I guess, not marketable, but more marketable than the other, like better, more for, it's not stereotypical. Same thing with like New Day. Yes, there's 3 African-American wrestlers, but they don't just focus on that. Yes, they're athletic, and each of them have their own personality. So I feel like
themselves.
Yeah. So I feel like if they create another group, they should just not focus on their race, focus on their attributes, and there's going to be synergy because they're similar culture, hopefully, or
and they have a common ground in order for.
But it's like they need to mix a new gimmick like that.
Okay.
But let's see, Triple H has been good with NXT. He helped with Street Profit, and
majority of the talent right now are from NXT.
Yeah, so
Bailey, Io Sky, King Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, the Street Profit. Who else?
I think the shortest list would be like the people that didn't go through NXT. Might be like a shorter list. I would say like the people probably, let's say Sheamus.
Drew, no. Sheamus won straight.
He won straight.
Finn Balor's part of NXT.
Yeah. I will say the New Day except Biggie.
Right, because Biggie was the second NXT heavyweight champion.
Not Kevin Owens. It's a shorter list.
Kevin Owens was part of NXT. Yeah. Sami Zayn.
Everybody, I will say.
Not the Usos. I don't remember the Uso going.
Yes, they were. They had the face paint and everything.
I thought that was part of the SmackDown gimmick.
No, they came from NXT. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically everybody from NXT. I will say Shinsuke was already NXT. Yeah, no, it's tough. Everybody that's in the main roster, I would say, besides Sheamus, AJ Styles.
AJ didn't go through NXT. That's straight.
Yeah. I wish I had the roster, but literally like
the Miz. Miz did Tough Enough. He didn't go through.
Yeah, but that's NXT. But it's still NXT. Yeah.
Anything else?
Seth Rollins and Veer.
Randy Orton didn't go through NXT.
No, he the FTW. He's a different. You know, basically FTW.
But that's where the Miz came from.
No. He did Tough Enough, which was like the pre NXT.
Yo, that's
no. Like FTW was its own entity. Like if, for example, when Theory came from what's the name of the show?
And
Evolve. When he came
Evolve.
Let's say if he came from Evolve straight to the main roster, cool. But he still went through NXT. Tough Enough, it's like NXT. FTW was its own show that everybody basically from FTW went through the main roster. Yeah, no, everybody. Randy Orton probably the only one. Yeah.
The Miz.
Rey Mysterio.
Maurice is only a special.
Yeah.
Natalya.
Yeah.
Natalia's NXT. I don't know.
But she went back to help. But no, she went straight roster.
Tamina.
But only the old heads. That's about it. Wow. Everybody, if you think about it, everybody at least had to go through
NXT.
Yeah. I think the only one that went straight through from like another.
Dominique. It's
Yeah, that one.
Rey
AJ Styles.
Rey Mysterio.
AJ Styles went from Impact to straight to the main
Had
roster.
to.
Yeah.
There's no way you make them go through all
But
that.
Samoa Joe did.
But Samoa Joe was money though.
No, but I'm saying like Samoa Joe was the same like level as AJ Styles in Impact.
But
and he has
they
to go
needed
through.
someone to like go toe to toe with Finn Balor because Finn Balor was like
unstoppable. Yeah,
he was untouchable.
Shinsuke went through it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Shinsuke, Asuka, God dang.
Yeah, everybody from basically and the roster.
And we're talking about like 2013, 2014 roster. No, 2012 roster all the way till today. 10 years. Mad of these kids or wrestlers went through NXT.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel Braun. If Braun come back, he didn't went through that shit.
Yeah, he went through NXT.
He went as what?
He remember they did Bray Wyatt like he went.
I know
through,
he was part of the Rosie Buds and stuff like that, but
he went through NXT. The Viking Raiders NXT. Almost everybody. Like I was at least
Viking, I knew about that.
But I was at least 90% of the core and roster went
were
through
NXT.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
Okay, that's not. But I know he basically left him back. Yeah.
Okay. God bless Bobby Lashley. You went through NXT, and I would have lost my mind. All right.
Yeah.
And also talking about returns in NXT, Sasha Banks, Naomi. There's rumor that they might make a big return. I don't know when. I'm thinking a big pay-per-view. I don't think it's the Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, I think the next one after that it's
No Mercy.
No, I think it's Hell
in a Cell is in October. I thought they already did Hell in a Cell.
No. So it's Survivor Series and this one. There's only 2 more after this one.
Did Hell in a Cell occurred? No.
No, sorry. It's not Hell in a Cell. It's the one.
No Mercy.
No, the Extreme Rules.
Extreme. I thought that was earlier in the year.
I know there's 2 more.
What's after Royal Rumble? Extreme Rules.
I
remember they used to do something called like Fire.
They used to do Backlash. They did after Mania.
Yep.
Well, that's the one we went to see Money in the Bank. Then you had SummerSlam. This one normally this is like Clash of Champions normally.
But now it's called Clash of the Castle because they're doing the UK.
We could give it a quick look or
yeah. We'll take a quick look and then come back to it. But I feel like it's Hell in a Cell because Hell in a Cell. I remember going to it in October when they did it here in Providence or in Boston. It was one of those two.
Okay. Because I know Survivor Series is in Boston.
And it's the last one too.
Yeah, so there's one more between now and Survivor Series. There's one more, basically Survivor Series and one more pay-per-view.
One more pay-per-view? Damn, but Sasha Banks coming back to either or helps the brand.
Well,
Naomi
she could do Rumble. That's the biggest pop.
You're going to give her a full 4 months to rest and then bring her in?
She's been out for 2 to 3 months already.
Yeah, but they... Okay, so the question is, do they need Sasha Banks right now?
No.
Do they need Naomi right now? Should they crown a new tag team champion? Women tag team champion.
For main roster for NXT or the whole brand?
Well, this is for...
I would give somebody a bye week and have like a bracket for them.
Shout out to our man Tyrell. He did some little research for us, and it turns out that Luisito was right. It is the Clash of the Castle, Extreme Rule, then Survivor Series, and then they're going to be on the holiday break. Or I'm not sure if they're going to do.
I think they might do day one.
Day one is for January.
Yeah, normally so Survivor Series, then the Christmas whatever, but January 1st, basically they're bringing back day one again.
One thing I'm hoping for too. And once again, thank you, Tyrell. Is that I'm hoping that they do like a double recording, so that way they could have Christmas off, that week off, and they don't have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's you got to think about. It's
do you know when Christmas falls? If it doesn't fall on a Monday or Friday, they're good.
Yeah, I mean, like,
hold on. So Thursday.
Do you want them to have? I
think it lands on a Monday, either Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, I'd rather for them to have like that. A week off, you know what I'm saying, for them to spend with their family and not have to worry about going to work. I think it's a Sunday. Is it a Sunday?
Because I'm like, my lands on a Thursday, and normally my brother has December, and it's on the same date. Yeah, it's a Sunday. It's either Sunday or it's
a Sunday.
Yeah.
So that means
if they don't put a pay-per-view, they could have Christmas off, but they still they will still be on the road for the 26th.
That's the thing. I'd rather than not have that. like they just don't do any work. Some of them do love doing like live show, which is kudos for them, making money. But other kind of want to spend time with their family. Kevin Owens is a family guy.
Yeah.
Kofi, family guy. I feel like they do deserve to be like there for their family.
Well, that's a good chance for after Christmas time. You could, whoever didn't compete, because let's say Survivor Series in November, whoever didn't compete in Survivor Series, you still have that, not half the roster, but they could like alleviate.
They're building up that,
or bring people up or whatever.
Yeah, they're building up
they
that roster where.
Yeah.
Like I think in a few weeks from now we're getting the show not the showdown, the Shakeup.
Okay, yeah.
Where they're gonna start mixing up the roster once again. So I feel like they have the cap. I feel like they have the numbers, the talent.
Do you think they will be call-ups eventually? You think anybody from UK?
Or you don't anything from the UK is the exit heavyweight champion.
Ilya Dragunov?
Yeah.
To which brand? Now I'm interested. You got me okay, so
if you say call, if anybody is being brought to Raw or SmackDown, I would bring him because he had the package there. See how it translates here. Wherever Gunther go, I feel like that's where he should go because they have a story.
Okay.
Whichever brand
like pursue Gunther.
Pursue Gunther, get your because that's what they did with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. It worked out. It worked out for who else we're following.
Literally Seth and anybody but Seth and Roman.
Seth is like,
but you know what I'm saying?
He's a chameleon. He worked with anybody.
But like Seth and Roman every time, or Seth and Kevin Owens, like basically who had the most feud with.
Roman had Brock Lesnar, but that's a whole different thing. Shinsuke and Finn Balor. If you're hearing crying in the background, the kid is fine. He just fell. Finn and Shinsuke. AJ and Shinsuke. So if those storytell kind of does play off when they move to Raw or SmackDown. It depends who is the person in charge of the storytelling. So as long as it's someone good and they build up right, I feel like that dude with Gunther is gonna work out great. I'm hoping that Solo, the Usos brother, joins before. I'm hoping he comes before the Shakeup.
I think we will see him by Survivor Series.
I'm hoping before the Shakeup. The Shakeup is around September.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like
Survivor is in November.
Yeah, so he should be, and for me, it's like he should be in their team by Survivor Series.
Oh, you're saying the time.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's gonna move up, call up, whatever. But he should be.
Okay.
I think might be. Survivor Series, I would book the main event, basically the tribal chief, like the Anoa'i family against anybody. And then you could have basically 4 people. You need 1 extra, but you got 4 people together. Then you could form 4. You don't need 5, but you could do form 4. And that alleviates the tag team for Survivor Series and the main event.
So with that being said, like in my head, you keep the family, the tribe family in SmackDown, right? Mm-hmm. You build some type of stable in Raw. It could be the Judgment because they seem to have like the matching pieces in a sense. They just need someone to be toe to toe with. With Roman.
Well, if you do that, probably have to be Karrion Kross.
But I'm just saying ideally they might also include NXT in the UK. I saw this cool idea. I think I shared with you guys in the group chat. The idea seems pretty dope to have all 4 brands going at each other in a fatal 4-way instead of the traditional 2-on-2. The triple threat that they did before, that was a great year. Yeah. That was a great Survivor package. I feel like they could do that again, especially that Mindy might be losing the belt real soon. This kid, Baron, is it Baron? Is it Braun?
Which one? The
Braun.
Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker. Yeah. He's killing it too as the heavyweight.
Yeah.
They're Melo's doing great as their middleweight. So they could definitely do that similar package once again.
Yeah, I think we have to revisit this. Literally, almost save this conversation. Be closer to Survivor Series.
I mean, it's almost filed now.
Yeah, no, we got it. But I just want to kind of like a cloud or like a flashback.
Yeah.
But it would be good because if everything stays put, you have Carmelo mid card, right?
Yep.
You have Bobby Lashley and Gunther. Carmelo, that's gonna be a tough one for him. Then you have Ilya Dragunov and just Roman Reigns, unless they split it. But I'm saying,
but he
and Braun Breaker.
He relinquished because he got hurt.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but if the former champ, but let's say Dragunov, Braun Breaker, and Roman, that'd be interesting.
Okay.
Then the women's, you have Liv Morgan, you have Mandy Rose, and you have
Mandy might lose that belt.
and Bianca Belair. Yeah, but I'm saying like if whoever's current, no, if it happened, then you have Bianca Belair. So that would be another decent.
Is her name Valerie? Her opponent, Starks.
So well, basically Starks. I forgot her.
Yeah,
but yeah, so she potentially could win it.
Yeah, she.
Then if you create another tag team for the women's division, you could have
2-on-2.
The NXT and whoever wins this tournament.
Ooh, that's right. Oh,
then,
wait. Yeah, keep
then
going.
you have the Usos against the UK champions that are in NXT, which is Briggs.
Or the belt will be separated and they no longer be.
So there's two NXT tag team champs. So the NXT regular NXT,
right,
which are the Creed brothers,
right,
and there's NXT UK in NXT, which are Briggs and his boy in NXT.
But the Uso might lose either Raw or SmackDown belt. So whoever represents Raw, we might be seeing the four.
It'd be good, a good picture for Survivor Series, but we just have to wait for the shakeup, and basically Clash of the Castle might introduce new storylines for people coming through and moving across.
I can't wait to see how it's going to be pushed. Triple H, if Triple H could implement NXT and the NXT UK, I think they're gonna really make AEW run.
Because I think we might see Kairi Sane back. I think they might work a deal with, I think it's Shine, the Japanese company that she's over there, to see if she could come here and there or have a mutual, like how New Japan and AEW have like some
honestly,
with some wrestler. Because asking Kairi Sane would be great.
No. It's done.
Who are you gonna put? You know what I'm saying? Like the tag team division, because I know they're trying to just start doing a tournament. I wouldn't mind seeing Asuka with Kairi Sane as tag team champions again. No, but
it's good. It's been done.
Yeah.
That was before COVID.
And also, great. we haven't seen. She's gonna come back eventually.
Charlotte.
But Charlotte, I'm glad she's not. I like out of sight of mine. I like that she's out. When she comes through, she's gonna be on TV 24/7. So I like that she's taking a break and kind of like we kind of forgot about, not really forgot about, but kind of forgot about her. And
I didn't. She always show up on my time feed. Yeah. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate you. But right now they're supposed to be because Nikita Lyon and she's tag team. With Starks. Yeah, those two are working on going up the card. So damn, if she's working up the card.
No, they right now they're gonna team up for the tournament. But for the tag team division.
But doesn't that also implement that she might be going into Raw?
You could have a double champion.
You think she's gonna work both NXT and be tag team champion for?
No, she could be the tag team NXT for the women's, and also possible NXT women's champion.
These double champion stuff is killing my brain, to be honest with you. Honestly, it is stressing me out.
The issue is limited roster, and also we talked about last episode about.
But they're bringing back people.
Yeah, but remember since they're bringing on the last episode we discussed the new crop or the new prototype of people that they want. They're all gonna be green and new. So at least if you have people that've been there for longer, kind of not hold two titles, but like put everything at ease rather than like have too many new people not knowing what they're doing. So I feel like people being double champion, it's kind of double duty and it's kind of difficult for story and easy for story because it's one person rather than 3 or 4.
Facts.
That you could help develop because you're not using more people for TV time for different champions. So you have one person with 2 titles instead of having 2 segments. So it's, I guess, production's easier, but it's up to creative to decipher that problem.
So if that's the case, then, like I said, they should be able to build. Like if they're doing the shakeup, it means there's a split.
Yeah,
and if there's a
split,
have
to be a split. Yeah.
If that's gonna happen, that means like you're gonna have to fill in some spots. You're gonna call up some people, move pieces around, and bring back pieces too. Because again, it's all about how well they present the package.
Same thing with you might even get people that are expiring contract from other companies.
Who would I want though?
The one that I would like, I don't think it's gonna be as a splash or impactful, but he will be. I just want to see him in the main show, on the big show of WWE. I would like to see the former Ring of Honor champion can have an opportunity for Gresham. He wrestled and lost against Castiglione of Cesaro.
Oh, Claudio.
He wasn't happy with AW, how they took the direction of like Ring of Honor and stuff.
I mean,
so it's understandable, but I wouldn't mind see him maybe to see what he does in the main show.
So far, I've seen JTG,
Mm-hmm.
Grisham. I wouldn't mind. I know there's someone in Japan that might be a good fit for it. I forgot their name. I don't ask their names. But I know there's someone in Japan that might be good for the business. I could even see Andrade returning after his contract expired with AEW.
I think he complained a little bit on Twitter that he's not being used accordingly, and they're pushing him. They gave him a push. They just beat the Young Bucks. No, they're going against the Young Bucks for the Trios Championship.
Yeah.
So like they give him,
but doesn't mean they're gonna win it. Doesn't mean that's gonna be his official push.
They could go. I don't know. The Trios opportunity, the tag team, and even for the TNT, he got some choices. They just gotta have AEW has to figure out.
Yeah, AEW are definitely what I like to call a sancocho. They're just in a big stew, figuring out what's gonna make.
Now they have the WWE issue. Too many people, not enough time. Even though they do have the time, but they don't.
Okay, so with AEW, right? The thing for me is like, yes, they have a big, massive roster. So far, they have categorized certain individuals to different shows. Mm-hmm. We all been seeing this, which is not bad. Mm-hmm. I do feel that Ring of Honor, even though it's nice to get some spotlight on them, you're also like dimming down to other people who should be in the spotlight for TNT and TBS, not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him back would definitely do good for the business as well. So AEW just need to figure out the right recipe. AEW are in a big sancocho. You know what I'm saying? They got to find the right recipe in order for it to taste good. You know what I'm saying? Sancocho is a stew, a Dominican stew. It's not the prettiest, but it tastes amazing and it does great for your health. Yeah. They need to figure that out. Mm-hmm. I like what they're doing with the Atlantic Championship, okay? It's on Monday night or Tuesday night, easily for you to watch, and you know that's the champion for that show.
And he travels everywhere. He's down to go anywhere. So
exactly. TBS, you have mostly the TBS champion. You get Jade every Wednesday night automatically, and you sometimes get the tag team champion, or you get
you get one former WWE. Pick your poison. You get at least one former WWE person.
Exactly.
On TV.
And then TNT, like, just... you don't have the belt,
not today.
Yeah, but you know, with the heavyweight, the NXT AEW championship is being defended there, or you have your Ring of Honor do whatever. Yeah. Like they have like the right idea. It's just like there's just so many good pieces that they're just not using right. And I'm like, look, don't extend contract. You know what I'm saying? Don't be what Vince was doing with a lot of WWE players that you pay them, you overpay them just so they could sit on the shelf like these belts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just if you're not going to utilize them, just pay them yearly. Pay them that 1 year money. Yeah. If they do well, extend it like you do in football and basketball, or just be like, all right, it's been cool. We might call you in for a big show like buyout or not buyout or Double or Nothing or All Out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like AEW should run it. They should run it how the NFL runs their team. Yeah. Give them a franchise tag. If not, thank you for your season performance. We'll see you. Best future endeavor. That's how I feel AEW should run the business. Like, and he owns a freaking team too. Like, how the hell?
Well, his dad does, not him.
He's part owner of that shit.
Yeah, but it's his dad's money. It's not his money. It's his dad, his team. His dad signs his checks. He's family money, but his daddy owns it.
He stated in EU that like. He also he's in he has some ownership to it as well. I know you're saying family money, but he still got ownership on that.
No, true, but his dad be he's the one.
So I just don't understand how you running a team still don't know how to manage like these talents.
I think honestly, which is kind of weird, the dynamic of both brands, WWE and AW, like swapped, because that used to be the issue for WWE. Too many people, too much money. release. Now AEW has that issue because they absorbed basically everybody who became available.
But WWE had the Vince issue, and Vince keeping things the same way.
No, true, but
and they also got rid of Leonidas too from.
but he was
not helping at all.
Allegedly, he was involved in that situation,
but he was not helping either too with creativity and talent. His part of his job was talent acquisition, and he barely got like
anybody.
Only his stepdaughters, which is the Bella twins, which we love you, Nikki. Yeah. But after that, it's just like that was it.
Yeah, but I think now that we have the Triple H regime, it's working out so far.
2 weeks strong.
I like so far what he has shown. He basically has 5 more months until the end of the year to see 3 pay-per-views and 5 months to see what a new regime gives us.
Bringing out so far, the formula has been bringing back some previous talent, pushing them correctly, and telling story well told story. I know not a lot of people were a big fan of Liv Morgan, but that kind of got. They finally had to pay out because that's what everybody wanted.
But now that we got it, nobody wants it. Like people are fickle.
Return to center, because I don't like the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? That around her current attitude, not a big fan. And she's facing Blazer too.
Yeah,
Shayna Blazer is gonna
throw
hurt
somebody.
her.
Yeah, you're gonna throw somebody at her. That's it. There's nobody else.
She's gonna get DQ. That's what's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. She's gonna get DQ.
The same thing with submission. It's gonna be either go DQ or something. Yeah.
Champion, champion's favor. Yeah. So let's talk about, this is a new segment that we got from our good friend Luminous View. As you guys know, we're here at the Collab Club studio. And this segment is called, I'm going to call it In Their Prime Time. Mm-hmm. So in this segment, we're going to talk about 2 hypothetical or more individuals that if they were wrestling in their prime, who will win and why? So for tonight, we saw a little preview of what could have if they were much younger, healthier, of Chris Jericho versus John Moxley in their prime. Like, seriously, in your prime, who do you think would have truly won that match? And let's give a little bit of synopsis of like what they went through too.
With current, I've just to add, with current Arsenal or the Arsenal at their prime, because it's different. Because Jericho had different phases and his Arsenal or repertoire changed.
Wherever you believe in their timeline of their career was their prime is, like, give that synopsis of what they were doing. And if that prime person will be able to be the opponent prime time. Okay. So for me, Y2J to me was his prime.
Jacket lit up or the one that interrupted The Rock?
The one that interrupted The Rock. Yeah. We're talking about transitioning from WCW to WWF. Jericho. He was a freaking beast. He talked. He wrestled. He was the first undisputed champion in the business as well. He worked well with with certain promos and gimmicks. The Stephanie versus him being in between the Stephanie and the Triple H marriage, divorce shit, hilarious. The list of Jericho, like the list go on and on and on. No pun intended for Y2J. That person, amazing. Versus, I wanted to say,
I think now it's his prime, honestly. Like the Shield,
Jericho?
No. I thought you're gonna transition to Moxley. I think Moxley right now it's his like peak.
You're thinking, okay?
Because the Shield,
break it down.
The Shield. So I between the two at their prime, I would say Jericho, but I would say Moxley's prime is currently right now because I feel the Arsenal's better. He's got submission. He's a striker. He done some extreme rules, so he has the endurance. And the Shield him was good, but like it was missing something in the toolkit. Mm-hmm. So I feel like now that he's experienced everything, he's still young. He has submission in comparison to right now he's in late 30s, maybe.
But
40.
Y2J was in his 20s, early 30s.
Back then, I think he was like late, almost 30s.
Yeah, like late 20, early 30s. And Dean,
but I would say his arsenal, he wouldn't have the judo's effect then. You know what I'm saying? He would have figured it out. No, but I'm saying, but that's another like setup. Because his finisher would have been the cold breaker and line.
He already has a strike, yeah. So he has got a strike, 3, yeah. He has a grab, and
two grapplers, yeah.
And he also have the line then too, which he, my God.
But I think if at their prime, I will pick Jericho. But I think a more interesting one, just to add to this one, because yesterday we saw on AEW, we saw Jericho against I think Wake at the Lake, Jericho against Moxley. What do you think at their prime? Who would have been better, Jericho or CM Punk?
John Moxley is 36 right now.
No. So I think this is right now is his prime. Shield one, I don't think he was. I feel like he was missing something. Like he was like
okay. I'm not even thinking. I'm not thinking Shield.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose, John Goodman. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking post Shield champion Dean Ambrose, John Goodman. That was his prime. He did a hell of a job for nearly 8 to close to a year as champion. He didn't have a submission. That's the only arsenal he didn't have. But his DDT, his finisher, which was no, actually, and he did have a clothesline because that's how he beat Jericho in that the Emeralds Solomon or something like that. It was a cage match, but he won by a freaking submission. Okay, he had like it was like a headlock type of thing. That's what he had. So he did build that. So that version of John Moxley, I feel like that versus Y2J, hell of a match. I think it would have been like if we were doing overtime, and I agree with you. Y2J would have got in the W.
Y2J, I think he would have been his training experience in Arsenal would have been better, kind of better. I think better than Moxley would have been. It would have been a better match that we saw yesterday
because they both been in the Indies.
Yeah, they're younger and more endurance.
Y2J went through the WCW era. John Moxley or John Mox, he was doing the Indies more, and then he transitioned to what used to be called NXT, the program before, like CFL or something like that.
Okay, FTW, I think, or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's not FTW. So Florida Championship, FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling.
There we go. So Y2J was more towards the 90s. Yeah. His character, John Moxley, was more towards like 2010. So there was a decade of difference.
And also Jericho faced more difficult opponents,
legends
than Ambrose did. I know it's bad, timing. It's how it felt, but the persona, the moves, and everything. Jericho had a more difficult journey which made him better than Dean Ambrose did because he had help, even though he didn't need it. He had help with the Shield,
and the Shield gave him more of a swag than what he would have done if he went
solo.
Solo, because that's what made him unhinged. The unhinged follow through to this day as well, which give him like, come on, like talking wise, you gotta give him credit for wrestling wise. You could in their primes. Well, currently right now, they're very technical, but John is just have better endurance. You know what I'm saying? So okay, so we agree. These two together,
it would be Jericho.
Now we throw in CM Punk in the mix, right? Make it a triple threat match. Now CM Punk, he has done the Indies. He has done Ring of Honor. He has done Japan. He has done WWE. And now after 10 years, doing the UFC fights and then doing a commentary and then coming back to wrestling promotion to AEW. Like, the guy has a lot. But the question is, when was his prime?
Before the pipe bomb. when he was left in the shadows. He was champion, and John Cena and The Rock were the main eventers. He was the best Punk. Because he was the best in the world.
WWE.
Yes, he was the best in the world.
Before he lost the belt to The Rock?
No, I think when he got put, his title match got pushed. It switched to John Cena and The Rock, and he was basically
The Rock is the one that beat him.
Yeah, he was like the sub.
I think The Rock beat him in Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble.
So I would say that was like the best that he was at.
Wow.
He was taking names, beting everybody.
Ring of Honor, he was very extreme, wild boy.
But it's you.
He worked with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. He worked with Kenny. He worked with Maven. He worked with.
But you had John Cena. You have Randy Orton. You have The Rock. So like the caliber, I think it's it's more technical in Ring of Honor. That era you were mentioning.
Yes.
But I feel like it was a more tougher, especially size, weight, and experience.
He was not a Vince guy either.
So it was like everything he had to overcome, and he didn't defend it every day, but he was literally a fighting champion every single time, and he like showed that anybody threw at him, he was able to beat somehow by the Anaconda Vice, there's submission, or the GTS, or by any means necessary. Because I think at one point he was even a Paul Heyman guy. So like I feel like if you put him in triple threat, I think if that's his prime, you're saying
the prime that you're choosing is WWE.
Yes, yeah. Basically, he was before the pipe bomb.
Before the pipe bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should agree with that. I mean, good argument. Good argument. Definitely Randy, Bryan, he did face John Cena, The Rock. John Cena definitely when he
at that time John Cena was
with the belt. Oh, is that the pipe bomb? No, that's not the pipe bomb.
No, that came after he lost. It was I think the year
when
after
he ran away with the championship.
No. I think when he lost to The Rock, I think a year or so after is when he did the pipe bomb and he just left off. I think he got.
But the match that he had with John Cena and won the match, keeping the belt, but he walked off. I think I don't know if it was his last day of his contract. Whether was that after the pipe bomb?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. He did face Kofi. I'm trying to think about
everybody who he faced in WWE. I feel they're not more difficult to beat, but like just the persona and everything. And basically, if you're facing The Rock, John Cena, and at least Randy Orton at that time, those are the top three people. And Ring of Honor, you mentioned Omega, but he wasn't Omega how he is now. Daniel Bryan, but it's not the same thing as now. They were more like indie. They were good
style. He had AJ style.
But they were.
He
indie.
had a Samoa Joe. Yeah. I'm thinking about Matt Heads from it. He did also face a young John Mox too.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's not the same arsenal. Like it's not. I feel like this is when he was like at his best.
I mean, he became champion when nobody expected him to be in an era with like emo.
And he kept fighting he defended it back to back.
And then he got the Shield involved. He did the Nexus too. We can't forget. Is it Nexus? Yeah.
It was him.
Oh no, because Baron Corbin came back with the Cord to be the counteractive to it. So okay. So if it's that CM Punk versus the Dean Ambrose post Shield versus Y2J transitioning out of WCW, you know what? Y2J when he became Undisputed Champion. Okay. That match would be a hell of a show. Yeah. That would be magical.
And who do you think will win and how?
That's
my winner. I would say my winner will be by submission.
Wall of Jericho?
Nope. It'll be CM Punk winning, and he'll be the best in the world. But the submission, the Anaconda Vice.
Okay.
Yep.
I can see Moxley taking the pin in that match. I don't see Jericho doing that.
Yeah.
Do I see CM Punk winning? I see Jericho. In my head is Jericho either Wall of Jericho or being pinned. Like we have CM Punk doing the flying elbow, boom. Then during the count, Y2J does the lion den, throw him out of the ring, boom, go in, set it up for the Wall of Jericho, tap out.
Okay, cool.
That was fun.
Let us know what you think. Jericho at their prime, CM Punk at their prime, Moxley at their prime.
And there you guys have it.
Interesting how we didn't pick Moxley, but
I love Moxley. I love Moxley, but it's just like your argument is currently he is in his prime.
I think that's why he like.
So that means like we're living it right now, so we don't know if it's enough to defeat the CM Punk in the Y2J yet.
Yeah.
Because until his career is fully over and he come back as an old man still wrestling in his 40s and 50s, we will never know.
True.
With that being said, any last thoughts before we close the show?
No, I think the pay-per-view yesterday, not pay-per-view, Wake Up the Lake was good. I like
AEW.
AEW. It was. I think the ending was good. I like that they're building a feud. CM Punk is finally back. The real champion came back. So let's see how that goes out for All Out.
Moxley is still 2-time in my heart.
Yeah. But
definitely match of the night. I'm gonna have to give it to Darby. Darby and Brody Brody King definitely did well.
Yeah.
The ending was pretty badass. Like that's one of the biggest talk.
For me, I just don't like. For personally, I think it's Darby. For me, it's just played out. For me, that's his match. Cool, but like I want to see another dimension of you. Like I want to see what else.
What the only thing he has left to do is do a video package type of match similar to what Matt Hardy did. The Brave family have done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like it's
the Cena versus the Fiend match. The Undertaker versus AJ.
Cinematic sort of.
Yeah, that video package is the only thing left for him to do because then he could go to hell. He could come back. He could be like, his skin melts and still, that's what's left for him to do.
It was a good like first match for that pay-per-view. I like how that ended. It was good. Let's see. They got a thing next month in a couple of weeks. I guess it's All Out.
Okay.
So I wonder who they're gonna bring back and if whoever comes out the winners out of the trios.
Should we announce it?
I would wait until the next one or the closer we get.
If you're interested in watching All Out with us, we'll definitely be. We might send out a link. If you're interested in acquiring a ticket, coming through, we'll set up some projectors, some TV, good laugh, games. And if you're interested in joining us and watching All Out with us, let us know.
So make sure you follow Providence Lucha Talk, Facebook, Instagram, on all social media, and especially for that link that should be coming up soon.
Yeah, exactly. And let us know as well. Get your trash talking ready because we'd like to talk trash. Okay, so get your mindset right, and I think that's a great way to end the show. So, I'm Jay Aguila.
This is Luisito.
We say thank you so much for sticking tuned, and good night.
Good night. See ya. Thank you.